Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Itchy.
Are you itchy?
Which is a strange thing to tell people.
This is a little itchy.
Is it? Okay, something's going on with me right now. I don't totally know what it is, but it was like started on my calf. Like I was like so itchy the other day, and then it was everywhere. And I'm like, but it didn't look like eczema or like I didn't see anything.
Dry skin.
I'm like, is it a winter situation?
You need to exfoliate.
Do I need a exfoliate and shellac?
You need an everything shower.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I thought I took one the other day, but apparently not well enough. Pumice the whole thing.
Should we get more into that, or should we introduce our guest?
Should I tell our guests about how itchy I am, or this nice gentleman?
No, by all means, continue
Oh,
this
okay.
conversation.
Oh, okay.
Welcome to Disrespectfully
With Katie Maloney.
and Dayna Kathan.
Unapologetically.
We're here to do what we want to do.
Spilling the tea.
Babe, you're going to see the power of women. Like,
Disrespectfully. Well, today we have Sergio from Sergio Talks Podcast.
We sure did.
Buongiorno.
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 He's from Montreal, so
Yeah.
French Canadian, is that?
French
term?
Canadian born, yeah. But like even me and my friends, we're all French born Canadian, but we're all from all over the place. So I'm half Argentinian, half Portuguese.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then, so your two friends that are here, not to
Mhm.
call them out, but so they only speak French.
Well, for the most part, like
No,
if I,
any other languages?
like if you start talking to him in English, he'll be okay.
Oh.
But
Well, I almost just kissed your one friend on the mouth, and it sounds intentional, but it wasn't. And those listening are like, "Yeah, right, we know you." So we came in, and Sergio was like, "Do you guys double kiss?" I love that, and I
Yeah.
do think that should be a thing. I think it's so. I watch a lot of Sopranos
Mhm.
on repeat,
mhm.
and they're always double kissing, and they're
Yeah.
all like big, strong, burly Italian men. So I
Yeah.
do think you should bring that. Like we need to be doing it in America.
Well, it's just funny because some people sometimes are so caught off guard, right? Because like you're coming into their space and some of them like back up because they don't know what you're trying to do. But it's like, no, we're just gonna do like a good old double kiss and that's it.
I think you have to announce a double kiss because some people are familiar with the single kiss.
Right.
And then that's when,
I almost just made out with your friend because of
you
that.
almost,
Wilhelm was like, we did it, and then I knew the
was
double
close.
kiss was coming, but I went the same way, and I was like, "Are we gonna kiss?" And then we didn't. So
I mean, it
that's-
wouldn't have been that bad, right? He's like, look and do it.
no, it wouldn't. And you all smell delightful. I think we need to talk about that too.
I'm big on scents. Like
Yeah.
my law in life is to always smell good. I want to
Mhm.
like leave that impression on people. So I really respect and appreciate when other people do those things,
Yeah.
but not to be creepy. You know, it's
No,
like this
no,
like
not at
weird
all.
fine line where you're like, you want to give someone a compliment, but it's like, I was just smelling you.
Well, I've always believed like a scent is kind of a part of you, right? Like sometimes people remember you just based off how you smelled, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Does that sound weird?
No,
No, that's-
absolutely.
So
Scent's like one of the strongest things tied to memory. It can bring you to a
Mhm.
time and place. And if you have a bad smell about something, but you all smell delightful.
thank
So
you.
I'm like, yeah,
Do you
I'll
guys like
double
all wear
kiss,
the
like-
same
Uh,
fragrance?
Yes and no. So it's actually funny. So actually, this is not a PR anything, but we've made our own fragrance.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Wow.
only because we have a history of loving fragrances, right? Like we'll mix and match fragrances. We'll put a different one on the wrist, and we will put on the neck.
I love a layering moment.
Wow.
I'm big on the mixing of them too. Wait, so where could like someone get this?
we haven't even launched it. We haven't even announced it at all.
Okay,
but-
well,
So you're gonna
Yeah.
send us
We have
some?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
when it comes
absolutely,
out, we're
100%.
we
gonna
have an
need some.
exclusive here on this podcast.
yeah. So
That's-
it's called Maison Esprit.
Maison
Wait,
Esprit.
what is
yeah, it's
that?
a French word.
Did I say
Basically,
it
it
right?
means yeah.
Okay. What
Maison
does it
Esprit. It means like house of spirit or spirit house, depending on how you read it.
Haunted
but
house?
No,
Oh, damn.
but maybe we'll work on a fragrance that says haunted house on it.
yeah.
But yeah, it's only because that I'm a very strong believer, like how we just mentioned, that a scent is a part of someone's also like their personality.
Mhm.
And many times you'll walk into an elevator after somebody walked out, and you're like, wow, whoever was in here smelled phenomenal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, we take care of ourselves. We groom ourselves. We make sure that we're presentable. And I think how you smell is a part of the whole process.
Yeah, I wish more men
We have
felt as passionately
we
about that as you
often
do.
have to give a PSA to the men that may be listening to wash their asshole.
Really?
Spread the cheek. get
I
in
just
there,
feel
wash
Yeah,
it.
like,
you never know
listen,
what's
I
gonna
think
happen,
you would
right?
be shocked if you went outside of your group of friends
Mm-hmm.
to Gen Pop of the male and found out how disgusting they are.
Really?
Oh my god, yeah. And like people are like, you guys are rolling up and fucking French rap music's playing. It smells like angels just kissed you. And then it's like men in America. It's like, like
Yeah,
it's
what
like
is that
they've been
like?
at a dive bar for
They
a
don't
little
understand.
too long.
I
They're
don't know.
starting
I've
to
known men
enter
that like
rigor
literally
mortis.
don't use soap. They might wash their hair and just let the soap run over their body, and it is.
Have you ever
No.
been to in a straight man's bathroom in America?
No.
Because I noticed that you have facial hair, so that would be everywhere. It's like we don't know how to wipe a sink. Not all men. Just relax. She's about to defend her wonderful boyfriend. But
well, he's very clean. But I will say,
Yes.
no, it's disgusting. There's toothpaste everywhere.
it's a piece of Irish Spring soap. It's like an old one that has now started to form to the new one. They just like
They just
No.
stack them.
and so they stack it, but that's all purpose if it even sees an orifice.
No, not between us. Like a lot of our friends, also the two other ones that are on here, the two other guys that I have a podcast with,
Right.
they're Haitian, right? And they're European. So if toothpaste would have been left behind or hairs, we all most likely would have gotten our ass beats. So I think it's like a cultural thing too. You know, it's how we were raised also in a way.
Well, I'm happy that you are amongst men that take care of themselves. Also, I came across you and your podcast on Instagram because normally if I saw 3-4 dudes sitting around mics,
Ugh.
I would scroll so fast.
Right.
But I don't know, something caught my attention, but I was like, this is interesting. It was, I don't know, maybe because you're not a red-pilled American like assholes that tend to like be the ones with the podcast here.
Mhm.
But I just was appreciating y'all's takes in relationship and dating.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, like I can tell that you all are very different
Mhm.
as well. So maybe we want to get into a little bit of
Spicy, controversial topics.
Yeah, because so I feel the same way, and I think it's low hanging fruit to be like, ugh, a guy with a podcast mic when we obviously this is our job, so we do it too. But it is, unfortunately, I don't know if it's just America or like it feels like it exists in a vacuum here of the most toxic shit you can ever imagine. Where the male loneliness epidemic. I would love to know your thoughts on that because here
Yeah.
it's these awful people that are like, women are bad, they're stupid, treat them like shit.
Yeah.
And they're why you're lonely. And I'm like, is that what it is? Or have you just not ever had a conversation with another person?
Yeah, I don't really get it. I'm gonna be honest, at least from my perspective, and I think for a lot of Canadians, we watch you guys for entertainment.
Okay.
Only because like I hardly know what happens in politics in my own country, but I know a lot about what happens in your guys' country. And that I think
it used to be boring here too.
yeah, 100%. It used to be
Those
like
days.
yeah, well, I mean, even us, it's getting weird, you know? So anyways, but like so a lot of what we consume is a lot of, American influencers, American entertainment, American TV, right? So, but for us personally, it's hard to see because, I mean, especially amongst me and my friends, well, I'll speak for myself, I don't understand what this whole shift is and with like toxic masculinity and, thinking that women should be less than. I don't agree with it at all. And maybe we just haven't been here long enough to understand why this trend is happening. But for us, for the most part, I mean, I could vouch for me and my friends, we believe a lot in, just common courtesy and being chivalrous and just doing essentially the whole trend, right? The bare minimum for women and not expecting anything in return. Just have it embedded in your mind and just, have people appreciate you for who you are.
So you're a feminist.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like a feminist for what it is. I mean, because, okay, I think the main problem here is that I think everybody has different definitions, but for the same word.
Well,
So-
I think people conflate feminist with misandrist.
Yeah, absolutely.
So feminist, a person who believes in the social, political, and economic equality of the sexes.
Yes.
That's what feminism is. And so when people,
Yes.
especially when men, I wish more men, there would be a lot less lonely men if there were a lot more men that were happy and comfortable being feminists. But like, it's just asking for equality. Like, I think to your point, it's kind of been conflated with what I'd say like woke is, right? Like the way people are like, oh, you're woke. It's like, it's not fucking woke. We just want equality and you're lucky we don't want fucking revenge. It's become this like hot button word that there's something negative, some negative connotation with it.
Yeah.
Because I think there's like the misogynistic undertones there where if like you're uplifting women, therefore you have to put down men.
Yeah. Or if you're trying to back up a woman and you're a feminist, other men will see you as a simp. So it's like nobody could be on both sides at the same time, right? But in my mind, you should be able to. And the exact definition to what you describe feminist to be, that's what I stand behind as saying, yes, I am a feminist, because why wouldn't you want, especially your significant other, let alone just a regular human being, to be your equal? I mean, I think women are good are better in certain things than men are, and vice versa. But I think together we make the perfect team, right? Does that make sense?
Something tells me you're not lonely at all, Sergio. I don't worry about you being lonely one little bit. Let me tell you.
No, but I am scared though.
Why?
I mean, even my friends, like they have such a hard time, like just dating overall, like seeing someone's true intentions, and with, dating apps and all the options that are out there, it's super scary. And don't even get me started about the amount of people who get cheated on a day-to-day basis, you know?
Oh.
So
We know.
okay, so there you go.
Yeah.
You know what's been keeping me warm on these cold winter nights? Osea's Undaria Algae Body Butter.
It's rich and ultra nourishing and leaves your skin feeling soft and smooth. Made with Undaria seaweed, shea butter, and ceramides, it delivers up to 72 hours of hydration. It's clinically shown to visibly improve texture and firmness after 4 weeks.
The secret to glowing skin starts in the sea, and Undaria seaweed is the not-so-secret ingredient in Osea's best-selling Undaria Algae Body Butter.
Seaweed is a nutrient-dense superfood packed with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that help replenish the skin's moisture barrier and keep skin looking healthy. And I'm wearing some Undaria Algae Body Butter right now. Do you notice anything?
Well, I want to rub my cheeks on your cheeks, and it's feeling weird, but I do. Well, seaweed is packed with vitamins A, C, and E, minerals like iodine, magnesium, and calcium, and free radical-fighting antioxidants. So the words coming to mind are like sculpted, silky, soft,
Glowing, confident.
yes, all perfect descriptions. And isn't Osea also great for people with core values? I heard they're clean, vegan, cruelty-free, and climate neutral certified.
That they are. And fun fact alert, Undaria is actually considered to be an invasive species, and Osea turns that challenge into something positive by harvesting it responsibly and putting it to good use.
Ultra rich yet fast absorbing, Undaria Algae Body Butter has the same beloved scent as our Undaria Algae Body Oil, an all natural fragrance with uplifting grapefruit, lime, cypress, combined with sweet notes of mango mandarin. Pro tip, use alone or layer over hyaluronic body serum to maximize your skincare results.
Experience body care from Osea that actually delivers visible results. And right now we have a special discount just for our listeners. Get 10% off your first order site-wide with code disrespectfully at oseamalibu.com. That's oseamalibu.com, code disrespectfully.
You know what the best thing to add to a yummy holiday meal is? It's bread, Katie. It's bread. I know you're too stunned to speak. Too bad there are so many carbs, but health goals are for thriving, not for sacrificing. With Hero Bread, you can enjoy bready favorites guilt-free.
All your favorite recipes are covered with Hero Bread's sliced bread, loaves, tortillas, bagels, dinner rolls, and more. And now you can try their all-new Hero Noodles with more protein and 60% fewer calories than the best-selling noodles.
Skip the bummer breakfast and enjoy all your favorites in the morning with Hero Bread 4-net carb bagels with 19 grams of protein. Plus, if you're feeling a little funky, flirty, fresh, try their new 5-gram net carb everything bagel with 17 grams of protein.
That sounds incredible. You'd never know it was low net carb and high fiber bread from the texture. Get the soft, fluffy experience you know and love, whether you're packing fresh wraps for everyday lunches or toasting up a high fiber breakfast bagel.
No compromises, just flavor. Ultra low net carbs, 0 grams sugar, and high in fiber. All your favorite recipes are covered with Hero Bread sliced bread loaves, tortillas, bagels, and dinner rolls. Small batch drops of indulgent favorites like the popular 2-gram net carb Hero Croissant and 5-gram net carb Hero Noodles.
Hero Bread is offering 10% off your order. Go to hero.co and use code disrespectfully10 at checkout. That's disrespectfully10 at hero.co.
When it comes to holiday gifting, I want to give things people really love. Beautiful timeless pieces they'll wear for years. That's why I'm going with Quince. From Mongolian cashmere sweaters to Italian wool coats, everything is premium quality at a price that actually makes sense.
Quince has something for everyone. Soft Mongolian cashmere sweaters for $50 that look and feel like designer pieces. Silk tops and skirts for dressing up, perfectly cut denim for everyday wear, and outerwear that actually keeps you warm.
Their Italian wool coats are standout pieces, beautifully tailored, soft to the touch, and crafted to last for seasons.
Every piece is made with premium materials from ethical, trusted factories and priced far below what other luxury brands charge. The craftsmanship shows in every detail, the stitching, the fit, the drape. It's elevated, timeless, and made to wear on repeat.
It's the kind of wardrobe upgrade that feels smart, stylish, and effortless. Like, I just got a Quince Mongolian cashmere oversized V-neck sweater, and I love it. It's become a staple in my fall fits.
Cute. I'll have to check that out. Find gifts so good you'll want to keep them with Quince. Go to quince.com/disrespectfully for free shipping on your order and 365-day return.
Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/disrespectfully to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/disrespectfully.
Do you and your friends, do you guys use dating apps? Is that like a thing, or do you guys go out into the world? How do you prefer to meet people?
We prefer to go out into the world. So I've never even made a dating profile ever. I don't like it. If I'm not like focusing on my career and my work, I'm not going to be wasting my time talking to a whole bunch of different women, because a lot of it just becomes like a wash, rinse, and repeat. You know, it's where are you from? What are you doing? Blah, 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 blah.
What do you favorite color?
Yeah, exactly. You know, I mean, how many, you guys must have gotten the same pickup line over and over and over again, right? So the originality aspect is completely thrown out the window. So no.
Well, I think the landscape of dating has changed. I don't know how old you are.
I'm 29.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
are you single? Our listeners are going to want to know. You're about to get...
No, I'm in a relationship.
Oh, okay. I was going to say a bunch of people will then all respect their partner. I'm like, they're about to slide in.
I got into a relationship in like 2010. So this was before dating apps a thing. And then I was with that person for like 12 years. And then I got divorced. And so then when I re-entered the dating scene, it was totally different and totally scary because no one was talking. No one there was the dating apps, but I didn't even want to do that. And so I was just kind of wanting to meet people in the naturally like occurring places I visit, like just see what happens.
And the thing is, of course, that's the gold standard, right? That's what everyone wants, but it is, the landscape has changed so much. It isn't always possible. And especially I think with COVID, everyone was stuck inside. Things have changed where you kind of have to adapt with it. But I do think that it has shifted the culture in such a way that that's why hookup culture is prominent. And if that's what you want to do, there's nothing wrong with that. But in terms of like people who are wish-washy, people who are unoriginal, who are cheating, who are doing the bare minimum. You actually liked it this morning, so I know that you saw it. But I reposted a beautiful TikTok last night of this sweet guy that was like, don't be nonchalant. Like, especially if you're dating a supermodel and he puts up flowers. He's like, I live in North Carolina. I am in France right now, following around my girlfriend. People, you have to find the person that appreciates you for who you are. And if you're a goofy or a loser or whatever, who cares? But like, don't play it cool. Just go out there. Like, and I'm like, that I think is what is missing right now from dating in general for a lot of people is it's like, why are we all playing it so cool?
Well, I think we're in like in this weird phase where like men also want to be chased.
Yeah, a lot of divas out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Well, it's the whole thing about like the whole realm that we're in now is like men want to be desired and chased. Okay, cool, valid. But at the same time, like, you know, be courteous, court the women. Like not so long ago, you would have to go to the girl's house, knock on the door, ask the father for permission to take out the daughter on a date. Now it's like you send a text message saying, "Are you up?" at 3 a.m. You know, so it's like the whole dynamic shift of who we are just as people has completely changed.
What would you consider like the bare minimum in 2025?
If we go back to like how to even go about dating, I always tell people like do the things that you love and you'll be surrounded by people who have already like-minded hobbies, desires, ways of thinking, right? So already then you could already find somebody who's more like you rather than having to filter out a bunch of people on a dating app, right? So I would do that. And then when you meet someone as a guy, then you ask her out on a date politely. And then the only thing though is that I understand there's also this thing happening where a lot of women are afraid of men.
Well, we get murdered, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So, there's a whole bunch of things.
So, yeah.
So I like to go and pick up the girl, but now there's a lot of girls who are afraid of a guy showing up to their house and picking them up, right? So you kind of have to gauge that. You have to break the ice for a little bit before, and then when she's comfortable enough, you could ask her on a date, offer to pick her up, open the door for her, pay for the bill. Like, these are all basic things for me that I feel that men are wanting the reverse.
Yeah.
They're wanting to meet up there, split the bill. You know what I mean? Not take charge, not pick the place together. I'm just not like that at all.
Yeah, a guy that will take charge and make the plans and pick you, like, just so you don't have to do anything. That should be bare minimum.
Well, also, have you ever dated a lesbian?
No.
Okay, so I'm guessing not.
I mean, not that I know of.
So here's the thing. A lesbians, and Allison, you will, I'm sure, identify with me on this. Bare minimum is like a man's doing the most. Like it's actually shocking how different it is. So I definitely think that this exists in the cis world, and not to say that there aren't like fuckboys of the lesbian world and whatever, but it's just like so crazy to me that is where we're at. Like this to me is very much a cis male thing that's happening, of like wanting these things, wanting to be the princess, but also expecting that, you know, she comes correct with this, but then also is a lady and is all these different things. And it's just like, you can't have it both ways. I don't know. It just feels so silly to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a lot of the contention right now between the boys and the girls.
Well, I think what the boys are missing, the biggest thing that they're missing is that at the beginning, I think the man has to put up a lot more than the woman, because as soon as your relationship goes to the next step and you guys start to have kids, that pressure goes entirely onto the women. We're talking about carrying a child for 9 months in your stomach, literally, quite frankly, destroying you guys. But then after that, you guys raise it for the next 18 plus years. You get it? So guys complain about having to, you know, spend so much money, which is quote unquote our value of providing so much so at the beginning, but they don't realize that if you're going to stay with your partner forever, what she does for the kids is worth any amount you've ever spent before that time, right?
It's an investment.
It's an
Yeah,
investment.
absolutely. It absolutely is. But guys don't see it like that anymore.
People argue like, well, if you're a couple, married, not married, whatever, and you're having a kid, that like a lot of people would argue that men also like equally help raise. And it's like, that might be true, like maybe financially, but at the end of the day, the burden is still very much on the woman.
Mm-hmm.
Society, not, or whatever. It just has always been that way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the other thing about that is who was I just talking to about this the other day? The expectation and standard that is put on women when it comes to child rearing, it's night and day. The eyes, if there's a failure in the home, it's the woman that's looked at, whether if it's a messy home, if it's a child that isn't being taken care of properly. No one's like looking at the dad. And even if, and I'm not saying there are totally great dads out there, but even if a dad is like hands-on and doing all the right thing, society looks at him as like, wow, what a good guy. You're doing such an amazing job. Whereas like the women, that is expected.
Mm-hmm.
That is 100% ingrained in who we are as people. And the burden, the emotional labor, the sweat equity is often it's not visible to the eye, but like it is put on the woman in the household.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in all due respect, like if a guy gets a girl pregnant and he leaves,
yeah,
he remains completely intact, right?
Yeah.
The woman was scarred, right? Also now has kids. So for her to go into the dating world is like 10 times scarier, you know, as opposed to a guy.
Mm-hmm.
And also, and again, not all men, but some men do weaponize that too. If like you're a single mom and it's like the craziest thing, it's like a dark mark on the woman. But a lot of times when men are dating and if they have children and are now a single parent or a part-time parent, no one's like, what happened with you? I mean, I think there's probably a lot of mothers out there right now that are listening to this going, no woman would willingly choose to be a single mom. So something terrible happened. Like, and the person wanting to date them should be evaluating that. But
I mean, yeah, I think there are like instances where a woman who really desperately wants to be a mother, by all means necessary, isn't in a relationship, not with a man, and she can do that on her own. But I think that's more rare than someone ending up a single mother.
Yeah, I think it's like exception rule, right? Like a lot of times we're saying things that sound like declarative statements. I'm like, you guys, we're never talking about every scenario that ever exists, but just, you know, for the most part, like you're saying. But
people will like to nitpick on that one scenario that you didn't mention and then say like, you guys hate like all men. Yeah. You know?
Name 3 men you like, Katie. Your boyfriend can't be one of them. And Sergio can't either because he's right here. But
Sergio, Wilhelm, and Joe.
Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
Barack Obama.
Bill Nye.
The
science guy.
Jack Black.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
My cat, who's deceased but passed away. May he rest. He was a good guy. Loved him.
My brothers.
Your brothers?
Good guys. What is with men and like their whole body count issue? Do you think if a woman has a high body count, she's less valuable?
Well, I think the word high is subjective. I think guys have different definitions for what they consider to be high. Because for some guy, a high body count could be 3. For another guy, it could be like 25 and he doesn't give a fuck.
It's not realistic though.
No, I know.
In today's
and
world.
those are I'm so excited to hear your answer on this because that's something with one of the sticking points of the whole red pill of it all. They try to devalue you based on the amount of people you've slept with, what they can sleep with, whoever, however many, and it does nothing to change them. But it's worrisome to me that there's an echo chamber right now of young men that are younger and younger getting pulled into this philosophy. So what are your feelings on that?
I've seen relationships like amongst friends who are with girls that have a body count of 1 and their relationship goes to shit as much as somebody who's been with a girl with a body count of 50 and it also goes to shit, right? So I think it's a complete just personality thing. What for me is that I want to know where you are in life now, right? And how promiscuous were you a few months ago or a few years ago, right? If your body count, let's say, for example, is at 50, but it all happened when you were in your younger days and you had fun, and then you realized that it wasn't for you, and then you stopped and you started being a little bit more selective with your partners, then I couldn't care less that your body count is 50. You get it? Me, it all depends about who you are today. Who do you present yourself as today? Your past is in your past for a reason, you know? But if you are still a very, you know, promiscuous person and you like hooking up, cool, that's for you. It's not personally for me. And that's how I kind of nitpick.
I mean, I understand that because I respect a hoe phase. I think it's really important. It's like a rite of passage. And even
a rite of passage. I like that.
Even, you know, sometimes you have multiple hoe phases.
Mm-hmm.
But I know me personally, I wouldn't have wanted to meet someone who was in their hoe phase. I'd be like, that's for the streets. It's not for me.
Yeah, and I also think it's totally fine to have your own preferences, but I think where we're losing the plot is when it becomes weaponized. And again, young men that are in these fucking group chats with a bunch of losers that are lonely because they're fucking losers and how they carry themselves in the world and how they treat women, that is a design of the patriarchy. And sorry, Sergio, I don't know if you knew what you were walking into today with this podcast, but we're very dismantle the patriarchy.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a big bummer to me, but
only because it's strictly put on women. It's like men can have the highest body count. That doesn't matter. That man, who was on the podcast with that gal, and she was he said, you're not going to change my mind on whatever his ideology was. And she was like, let me use your ideologies to prove a point. And she says, your wife has 3 baby daddies.
I saw that video.
So let's talk about this.
I saw that video.
I have it on the note. Hold on. Let me pull it.
Because he was trying to push the narrative that like,
okay, his name is Andrew. His name is Andrew Wilson. That is the guy. Go look this clip up. She annihilated him, and
it was so good.
I felt tingles in my body. I mean, I think his thing is called whatever, and I don't know if it's a podcast or it was a live stream, but it wasn't a live stream. And this gal, he's a Christian nationalist, self-proclaimed, hates women. He would argue that with me. I don't really care. She just pointed out, she said, your own ideology, like we're trying to change each other's mind. Your wife has 3 baby daddies and has been married 2 times previously under your own ideology. He came so unglued. He called her the D word slur. You look sniz, like in addition. Like, okay, just tell me you've never seen the clip. That's fine. But regardless, I mean, he means.
I know, but who calls it that?
No one. He's never been in the area. So regardless, he got so dysregulated. But also, to me, it was interesting. He took it as an insult. She wasn't saying it as an insult. She was saying it as fact and said, by your own ideology, this would not fit your mold. So explain that to me. And he flipped out. He was so sensitive. He was so emotional.
Yeah.
Curious your thoughts on that.
Honestly, when I first saw it, I was like, there's no way that this guy just crashed out the way that he did. Because I would have loved to have been in the same room and be like, man, you preach to be like, you know, these alpha males that do all these good things and whatnot, but I'm going to sound like such a hater, but I'm not.
No, we love it here.
But like, you know, a lot of these guys, these red pillars, praise like, you know, going to the gym, getting fit, getting your finances together and blah, blah, blah. That guy to me represents none of that. So I don't see how this guy could be in the same light and talk for all men, let alone, you know, crash out the way that he did. Because one of the things that red pillars say, right, is to be, you know, stoic and be able to control your emotions. That guy went completely off the rails. Yeah. And if he praises that kind of ideology, then you should put him in the category with the simp men and the lonely men and the low self-confident men.
I just don't know how they can confidently and so hypocritically get on a microphone and speak down so poorly about women while they're married to that exact type of woman. And that's not to say, I'm not saying that. Like I say,
but it's
have
also
all the
not,
husbands you want.
It's not an insult. No one's making it an insult.
No, that's what I mean.
He is. Yeah.
He is. So, but it's just like, how does he forget?
Because
like, oh yeah, my wife has baby daddies.
He's delusional.
Yeah.
I think, well, hear me out. I don't know about his past. I don't know anything about him whatsoever. I saw that one clip. I've seen a couple of his debates in the past also. He has the same mannerisms and attitude towards every person that he goes on a debate with, right?
Women.
Yeah,
it's
women.
I'm pretty sure he exclusively brings women on and tries to, you know.
Well, I'm going to be honest, with all these other podcasters too, they bring women with very low life experience, right?
They're young.
They're young, right? So they bring like these people to debate these kind of women, but these women don't represent the masses, right? They don't represent you or anybody else who's just a normal gal looking for, you know, a decent man. These are girls that believe that a man should make, tens of millions of dollars per month, right? That should be over 6 foot. That should be super in shape.
Are we talking about one? What was that girl? Pearl? Yeah, I don't know.
Do you know
Sorry,
who
continue.
Pearl is?
she's
She's a little problematic. She's never been loved and is
she's like the redhead.
redhead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
also
She thinks like that.
She's a great example of internalized misogyny.
Yes.
And she wants to be picked. She's the patriarchy incarnate. That's.
But where is
really-
she now? Even
Still single, probably.
single,
I
but she
imagine.
kind of had that attitude. I felt a lot of it too. Because I don't know. I think when these adult men are debating these college age women, like that is a problem in my mind. Because they haven't had the same type of life experience. Their brains aren't fully formed yet. So, and then they want to sit there and like drill them with their own ideology. It's insane.
And this is a stretch. It's gonna sound dramatic, but it kind of gives like trauma porn almost. Like he brings in a specific type of person that he's trying to embarrass and he's trying to hurt and he's trying to. That's how he gets off on feeling powerful, and that's what makes him feel like an alpha male. But then he met a young lady that was super calm and together, and even when he lost it, she stayed even keel, and he hated her for that.
Yeah.
It was so beautiful.
She had more stoicism and was more grounded and emotionally stable than he was, and and he's trying to be part of the people who are telling men to be that way, but he himself can't be that way. And if anything, he's challenged when there's a woman that is kind of it was almost kind of like a mirror, but he was trying to be but couldn't be, and she just gave it right back to him, which I found was cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's hot.
Oh, please. I was like, I'm going to date her. Get me. She's great. Love that. I am wondering, just in terms of you have a podcast. So how long has your podcast been around for?
We're in our 3rd year.
Okay. Amazing.
we
And
just-
have you always done it with your 2 friends?
Yeah. So from the get-go, it was supposed to be just me alone, which is why it started off as the Sergio Talks Podcast, but very shortly after, they became a permanent members of the podcast.
So I'm curious, both on your podcast and in your private conversations, because I think that this is something that is missing a lot when we would consider you an ally, like a good guy who we're all saying the same thing and isn't sensitive or triggered or thinking that we're trying to take from you when all we want is equality.
Yeah.
What are the conversations like that you're having privately or with your friends? Because I do think that sometimes guys will just listen to problematic viewpoints and the red pill of it all, and they won't necessarily agree, but they're afraid to rock the boat and be like, yo, that's like, are you listening to yourself? Like, do you find yourself ever having to have those tough conversations, or not so much because you don't have those people in your life? Like, what's your take on that?
What's actually pretty cool, because our dynamic is, actually, like the slogan of our podcast is 3 boys, 3 different opinions, because it really is that, right? And we'll challenge each other on a lot of things. And in privately, it's even more unfiltered and uncensored, right? On a podcast, you kind of have to dilute it so people have an understanding. But like amongst us, we've grown to understand that maybe some person's way of living is better than how I'm currently living. And we feed off of each other and we adapt. Like, let's say, for example, I was somebody who will always open his door for his lady, right? But one of my co-hosts at the beginning, when we first met each other, there wasn't that courtesy towards his girl. But now, after years of being friends, he does that with his girl now, right? So we kind of feed off of each other like that. And it's nothing like you're less than me because I'm doing it and you're not. It's just that we do certain things in certain ways. And I think he also saw the kind of feedback that we would get from our lady, and maybe his lady also expressed to him that, courting is kind of cute, it's hot, it's sexy. And then he kind of just picked up on that, right? So our dynamic has always been like we're kind of growing together. And if one of us steps out of line, we're also the type of friend group to be like, hey, like get back in line kind of thing.
You want to be positive influence on each other.
Yeah, and I think that's why we're very, very, very close. Like me, I have a hard time understanding friend groups that like will go behind each other and talk shit and not talk to each other for 6 months or whatever. But I'm not like that. If I have a problem with what you're doing or what you said, we're addressing it right there and then we move on, and then we let it to rest. But I feel like in the dating world, but also in friendships, people are so like beating around the bush, being fake, being two-faced, and
well, there's a lot of toxic men out there, and I think sometimes.
And by the way,
Not
there
all
are
men.
toxic women too,
Well, yeah,
and we
but-
know that. So we're just pointing out, like we're not these like wackos that can't see. It's just
I was just saying that I think sometimes they're not very emotionally mature and intelligent, where they're not going to like have deep conversations with their friends or like be able to call them out on certain behavior. They tend to like ignore a lot of red flags in their own friends. And so by doing that, they are getting that negative influence on them. I don't know, like when there's a group of guy friends and they habitually cheat on their partners and they cover for each other, and that becomes like the normal thing.
Yeah. But I think also like, talking about like what you mentioned before about men being lonely in their loneliness, I think men are also lonely, let alone in their own like relationships with women, but amongst men also. Like we hear so many stories about a guy has a girlfriend and then she'll cheat on him with one of his best friends. And then I'm like, I can't even fathom like that even happening, but it happens like more often than we actually think, you know? So that to me like expands on the whole like men being lonely, like let alone you don't have any real friends, but it's going to be even harder than for you to be in a relationship. You're just alone, period. And that to me, I find that sad. And I think that's why a lot of those kind of men will look up to people like, you know, Andrew Tate or any of these red pillars as like their safe haven, which I find kind of sad.
Well, we talk about this all the time. Women, we go to such deep waters with each other in our friendships, and we're so connected and so present, and we're not afraid of vulnerability. And again, not saying every woman alive, but for the most part, that is the through line. And I think that men are just a lot of men who kind of end up in this world of the red pill of it all are so afraid to be perceived. It makes them weak.
Yeah.
When it's like, there's a difference between weakness and vulnerability. And actually, I think if there were more simps, there'd be less lonely men. Like, it's okay. Like, you guys can talk about your feelings with each other. It goes back to the toxic masculinity and kind of unlearning this thing that it's an antiquated ideal, and why people are so disconnected and we're so desperate to like just crash into each other because it's just so siloed in the world. And obviously, and I'm saying that more in terms of men, but it makes me sad for men that I'm so glad you brought that up, because I do feel like even in friendship, sometimes you're so lonely. Sometimes it's so surface level, you know?
Well, yeah, because they don't want to be like, hey man, I'm a little depressed. They'd be like, depressed. Like,
that's not real.
It's not real. And then a lot of them like don't understand how important therapy is. And you know, do you believe in therapy? Like it's like the
well, there's a lot of things that I
something?
believe in that I don't do for myself personally, but that's me. But I will always tell other people to do it. I have a little bit of a harder time like expressing myself, allowing people to understand me and whatnot. Like,
vulnerability.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? But I don't know. For other people to do it, I 100% recommend it. I definitely should be doing it. I just have a really, really hard time like taking those steps into actually going into therapy though.
Well, when it comes to therapy specifically, it does sometimes feel like you're at the base of a mountain when you're finding the correct therapist, because for me, at least in my journey, lots of therapy for most of my life. Finding a correct therapist, I would liken to finding a correct partner. It does have to be a perfect fit. And if it isn't, it's you can't get to those places, and you can't, pull the whole curtain back. So I get that.
Can I ask you guys, like when did you know that you wanted to go into therapy? Like, did you guys ever know you wanted to go into therapy for XYZ reason? Or was it kind of just like, I'm dealing with something, maybe I should go and see a therapist?
I think for me, there was definitely some challenges I was facing that I needed a neutral third party on. Like, I mean, of course, you could always like talk to like your closest friends or your parents or a sibling or someone that you feel close and trust. But I think when you really need that sort of unbiased opinion is what I kind of got introduced to and got into it, but then found that it was so useful in every area of my life, not just what that current thing was, like whether it was like depression or anxiety or something, but just in every aspect. I found myself unpacking everything, and it just became such a useful tool that I think, even just wanting to improve your communication skills, being a better friend, being a partner, it's just, yeah, I think it's wonderful. It slaps.
It does slap. I think for me, it's a little bit different thing. I had lots of trauma very early on, and I have a lot more issues than Vogue. So a lot of that symptomatically was coming up for me, that I needed help in a big way. And unfortunately, we just did not have the resources growing up. Like, mental health was not, although blaringly obvious that I was having some serious problems, and even like my mom was having serious problems that were never treated. We didn't have the financial resources to get help or even examine that. So it wasn't until I was after college and had a job that had my own health insurance that I really started to consistently get into it. But for me, yes, it's been a lifeline many times, but then it's also just been with just like the day to day and things of not understanding myself and patterns specifically in dating. People are probably sick of hearing me talk about this in this podcast, but attachment styles, things that I didn't understand, that I would just like kind of brush off my shoulders and be like, daddy issues are boring. Like, who cares about that? And I'm like, no, that fundamentally, and I think that women a lot of times you're made to look as the problem if you have daddy issues. And it's like, okay, the first man in my life that was ever supposed to make me feel safe and supported most certainly fell flat and did not. And it has completely routed the direction that all of my adult romantic relationships have gone. And so like really needing to unpack that and understand those patterns has been really helpful for me. And then even like Katie said, just communication. But I also think that you definitely do not need to have the same amount of issues that I have to seek therapy out. I think it's a fundamentally useful tool for most people for just day-to-day things. And like people, I think, still are having to unlearn the stigma around it. So I think anyone should be doing it at any time if it is available to you.
Can I ask another question?
Sure. Absolutely.
This is my podcast.
It is your podcast.
But do you consider yourselves to be people that have a hard time being alone?
No.
I was alone inside of a relationship. That's how alone I was.
I really like being alone. And well, I guess clarification, do you mean relationship wise or just like in the world, even just like around platonic people?
I mean both, because like at one point, just a side note, one of my friends, I had told him that he has a hard time being alone, and he was like, no, I love having the distance between me and my girlfriend. And I'm like, no, like even amongst friends, like it seems like you always have to be with someone or in communication with someone.
Like very codependent.
Yes, exactly. Right. So that's what I mean by alone. So in and out of relationships.
I think we're both very like independent people. We love, like anyone else loves companionship, of course, but like I'd rather be alone or on my own than with the wrong person. And I think just kind of working on your relationship with yourself, what like self-identifying, like what is your identity? What do you love? What do you how do you want to spend your time and not just always kind of centering it around somebody else?
Right.
I mean, yes, agree. We are both very independent, and I know that my hyper independence is symptomatic of what I've had to endure in my early life. So I get that. But no, I love being alone. I love going to dinner by myself. I love going to the movies by myself. I actually require, when I've been around a lot of people for a long time, Katie will notice, like in traveling, I have a hard time constantly being with people for weeks on end. Like I literally always make the joke about coming home from trips and going on do not disturb for 48 hours. I just don't want to be bothered. I love you all. If there's an emergency, the call will come through. Other than that, leave me be. Yeah. And I actually think there's so much divinity in that people miss out on, because I also do have friends that need and want to be with someone all the time. And I'm like, holy shit, cannot imagine being around people all the time.
Or that never take a break post breakup to be single, whether you're going to be single and dating or just single and not dating, but just to kind of like recalibrate and sort of, work on your relationship with yourself. And they will just plow through relationships. And it's like doing this thing of like transference, where they're transferring all of their trauma and unhealed bits on just to the next relationship.
Yeah.
Where do you fall in that spectrum of inside and outside relationships? Do you like being alone?
So it's kind of ironic because I love being alone, but I've always found myself in relationships. But even within my relationships, I always set the boundaries as in like, I'm somebody who needs like my space. Like even if I'm in a relationship, I could travel for a month and just be alone and I'll be totally okay. Like I'll miss you, but I'm also going to see you when I get back. Right. But I know for a lot of people, it's not like that. But I'm very, very much so like a lone wolf. Like, let's say, for example, just the other night, all my friends sat at the hotel. I went for a drive. Like I'm totally cool with being with like oneself, especially because in between my other breakups, which were very, very toxic, I found myself being alone post breakup often. So my go-to is always long drives by myself in my own thoughts, right? So I think for people who spend a lot of time alone, there's a lot of time for self-reflection. And I think a lot of people have a hard time being alone, therefore can never assess their traumas, their breakups, or anything else that they've dealt with, right? It's always just bringing that baggage from one relationship to another one. But I can't do that. And even in the relationship that I'm in now, I even told at the beginning, I'm like, I don't want to be in a relationship. Like actually, quite frankly, I can't be in a relationship because it's too soon for my previous one and blah, blah, blah. So we went a whole year of not being in a relationship, but still like keeping contact, still seeing each other.
How do you like maintain those boundaries? I think, because I think a lot of people kind of don't understand that sort of sweet spot of like you're seeing someone, but you're not in a relationship. So it's like, it feels like you're getting, or like you're having your cake and eating it too. But also, what's the respectful way to do that to yourself and to the other person?
Well, for me, it's just being like truthful and honest from the get-go. So when she showed interest in me, I kind of had to shut that down and being like, you're cool, I love spending time with you, but I can't be in a relationship right now. And I think, and you guys correct me if you think otherwise, but I think rejection for women is a little bit harder because you guys are, there's more men chasing after you guys than there are women chasing after men. The average, the general.
I think rejection is hard for everyone. I think how men versus women respond to it and handle it.
Yeah, we're at risk of being murdered when we reject. So it's kind of like, again, I'm like not taking that lighthearted. I mean it. Like it's so. I think it just how it comes out. I think we all experience it, but you know, rejection's hard for everyone. And honestly, some people it rolls off their shoulders. Men, women, it doesn't really matter. But I just think of how then the other person handles that rejection and is able to run. Honestly, I think one of the biggest things right now of like guys who like the nothing worse than a self-proclaimed good guy. Like you always see videos. He's like, oh, I'm just a nice guy when he's like a guy crowding a random girl at a bar and she's like trying to get away from him or whatever. And you're like, are you a good guy? I think one of the things that makes guys end up being the bad guy is that they can't just be honest because they're so scared of how the woman is going to handle that rejection. Whereas a lot of times women can handle rejection and will be like, okay, totally. Cool. Let me know in terms of just like that open communication. I think is so important.
Okay, well then I like that and I stand corrected. But I think also for what it is for men is that, especially nowadays, a lot of us have very, very, very low self-confidence, right? So when it comes to rejection, it hits us hard because we're not even, it took us so much to even approach a girl to then to be shut down. It just brought our confidence even lower, right? And I think that comes from just how men have evolved over time in the last 5 years, in the last 10 years, right? That
evolved or devolved?
Yeah, I mean, in both ways, it's right, you know, but I think a lot of men have stopped on like self-improvement, personal growth, seeking out therapy, and just wanting to become a better version of themselves that they resolve to either substance abuse. Some people just prefer to be secluded in a basement and play video games all day. That to me is... Yeah, well, you see, like that to me, I think like a low self-confident person will go down that route. I think someone that is confident will be able to accept rejection and be like, okay, no problem. Like, have yourself a wonderful night, and then just keep going, right?
I think that's the difference between a healed person and an unhealed person. But healing requires work, and I think that is a misconception, though, that a lot of women do have of men, because we immediately want to be like, don't feel safe, don't, because of just conditionally, like that's how things have been. But I know with a lot of great guys, I don't know that they have a hard time working with the confidence to tell a woman how they feel. They are desperately scared of rejection. I'll look at them being like, why would you feel that? Like, you never, just go for it. Just go for it. And they don't understand that. And they just think that like everyone is like out of their league or just whatever, date a person like them. And I think about all the missed opportunities that they have because of this like self-confidence that they lack.
Well, I was like that. Like,
how did you get it? How did you gain your confidence?
Well, like precisely like we just spoke about is the whole like, personal growth, self-development. I know it's gonna sound very ironic, but I really hate social media. So just let alone to post a picture of myself takes like the world for me, right? But that all comes from still a low self-confident person that I used to be, right? But I think I got, validation from my personal growth and showing my opinions and people liking it and then growing a social media platform, right? It associated a certain confidence in myself that what I say and who I am is someone of value, right? And then I got through that just by doing what I'm doing and showcasing who I am.
Are you able to give yourself that validation now and not look for it?
Yeah. So a little bit of a backstory.
Okay.
You love a backstory.
So my, and this might be a red flag to some people watching, but I really don't care. But my last relationship was like the thing that changed my mindset completely, because I come from a background where I was a really, really big compulsive liar from white lies to big lies to family members and friends, like you name it.
Interesting.
Yeah. And it so happened that it made me lose my previous relationship, and that hit me to the core. To then I took a vow to never lie ever again. So I had to do a lot of reconstruction of previous relationships with family members that I could have hurt in the past. So once I did all of that, I then, in any relationship moving forward, I just always like stood 10 toes and have always been honest since then. So much so where it still hurts people, but at least I'm still being honest about it, right?
I understand. I'm honest to a fault.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that kind of cuts out that gray area, and that sort of just communication
Mm-hmm.
in general is completely ineffective if you're not being honest.
Yeah.
So, but that had also had to result in you probably not telling a lie about a single thing, even a little teeny one.
Yeah.
How hard was that? How long did it take you to do all that?
I'm still in it. So like now I'm trying to
This
find
has all been a lie. What's your real name?
Yeah.
Actually, my
Your name is Sean, isn't it?
Like, I've lied 4 times since I've been here.
But it's actually like you mentioned, right? Like I went cold turkey. I went from being a compulsive liar to completely saying the truth for everything. But now I'm trying to find that gray area of always staying truthful, but being a little bit more delicate about what I say. So not lying, but just gauging how I say the truth, right?
Okay.
Because I realized that I think it might be an age thing too. I think the older I get, the less filter I have.
Yeah, that it becomes even thinner, but
Yeah.
also like your brain's developed now.
Yeah, but
So-
also I'm at a point in my life where, can I cuss?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, that I don't give a fuck about people's opinions. I have my course, I have my mission, I have my destiny, and everybody else can just like wave as I pass by, right? So I think that adds to being unfiltered because I have no time for other people's bullshit.
Yeah.
So you guys could either be a part of my team and everybody can eat at my table, or you can just go somewhere else.
The truth will set you free.
Always.
How do you like that?
I mean, we're both honest to a fault, but I do think that we've both also were born that way. Like, I think that some people, it comes with age, like you were saying that, but I think that we've definitely, maybe it's gotten more so, but I'm like, there's never been a gray area for me. Like, I am black and white. And it's sometimes the lack of filter kind of gets me in trouble, but that is just not how my brain works. But I think it's actually really interesting and really commendable that you were able to observe that within yourself and break that pattern. Like, was it the relationship, the straw that broke the camel's back with that you had to confront that in yourself and be like, I'm a liar. Like, why do I do, like, where do you think that came from?
Well, at that time, right, she was the love of my life. And to lose her due to lying, to me, was like, you're a fucking idiot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you're first going through a breakup, you're, yes, trying to move on, but there's also the hope of trying to get back with that person. So there was a part of me that wanted to change myself for me, but also maybe potentially get back with her in the future and hopefully show her I'm a better person, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I took that course of action. But also just as a whole, I realized that it was a snowball effect, that it happened with her, but I also hurt so many other people that I had to go and redeem myself from all the lies that I did, right? So it was like a whole journey. But I'm somebody who's very like all or nothing. So I'm able to do that task in a very short period of time. I don't need years on end to do it. Like I really went like cold turkey one day to the next.
Well,
Like,
it's
we're
still
just
like
not
an
lying.
everyday practice. It's a,
Yeah.
even though you were able to quickly unpack it, it's probably, it's still going to be your whole life of being a truth teller.
Yeah. But I'm also like that even like post breakup. Like for me, once a relationship is done, it's done.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah.
You don't believe in second chances?
Yeah. I think for some people it works, and also for me, I've taken back people who've broken up with me and wanted to come back, and I took them back.
And it didn't go well.
No.
But that's what I mean. So it's like, do you think that people like that there's ever a possibility for a relationship to be successful the second time around?
I think if both people take the breakup seriously, where they actually because some people will break up and they'll be like, oh, we're going to get back together and,
Yeah.
in X, Y, Z time. But I think if both people actually take the time to work on themselves, even potentially date other people just to see, what else is out there. And if that doesn't work out and you guys end up organically crossing paths again, then it could potentially work. I've known people that it didn't work, like myself, but I've seen other people who've gotten back together and are married with kids.
Yeah, I think the way I could see it happening is if like you broke up, maybe you dated when you were like younger, wasn't a good fit, did a lot of growing up, had a lot of life experience, and then were able to circle around and find each other in a different phase of life. But I think that's rare. I don't think that happens very often. Or maybe it's just in the movies. I can't tell anymore. I tend to romanticize everything in my life, but even breakups.
Well, I've always said like the way that you get the person back and you move on requires the same steps.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You still have to grow. You still have to understand what happened in order to either be better for the next person or to get back with the person that you broke up with originally. But in both cases, you have to take the same course of actions regardless. So I always say to either win the same person back or to find somebody new, you have to take the appropriate steps. But I think a lot of people don't do that. I think a lot of people go from relationship to relationship or, get over breakups in different ways.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's also unfortunately not always linear and every situation is different. And I think that I personally have been humbled by an experience in my life recently where because I'm so black and white, I'm very like, if we don't work out, we're done. I'm never speaking to you again. And not even in a mean way, in a self-preservation way. Like I move forward. I do not creep on social media of exes. I don't want to know what they're doing. I don't try to chat with them. I don't want any of that. And also because I know myself well enough to know that I can fall back into that pattern. So that's just kind of in my system.
We're the same.
But then also sometimes someone comes along and fucks all that up for you. So
I'm a masochist, so I will do those things and I will become a crazy person. But I also know that I've been down that road so many times. And then, we call it Dumb Bitch University.
We're PhDs at Dumb Bitch U.
So
that's why we were able to
have.
Yeah, we could teach the classes and we have. And we have.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's just, the life, but sometimes it's just, I don't know. I want to hurt myself all over again. Like, I know I've learned this lesson a few times, but like, sometimes that kind of hurt just feels good.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Like pushing pushing on a bruise, babe.
It does.
What are you talking about? Sometimes it's like pushing on a bruise.
It's going to hurt, but you want to press it anyway because you want to feel the hurt. I just wanted to feel something. I don't know.
There's a saying, why do I keep hitting myself in the head with a hammer? Because it feels so good when I stop. It's like, damn.
That's true. But I think like all these things happen. I think we find ourselves getting into those situations over and over again because we tend to forget how it felt. And it's a slow process, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like anything. It's the same thing like, like losing weight, for example, right? It's not an overday thing. It's gradual steps so much so that you don't even see the changes until you look back at a picture 6 months ago, right? You still see yourself as that person, but you're not. So I feel like in relationship circumstances, it's the same thing, right? You heal so gradually that you kind of forget how it felt. You forget how your heartbreak felt, right? That you kind of get into a relationship and then you go through that breakup again. Yeah. And then over and over and over.
Well, here's the thing. How do we fix what's going on right now? Because
the holidays are coming up and there is nothing more meaningful than learning something new. Whether you want to reconnect with family roots, prep for an upcoming trip, or give someone a gift that actually lasts, Rosetta Stone is the perfect way to start something special.
Rosetta Stone is a trusted leader in language learning for over 30 years. Their immersive, intuitive method helps you naturally absorb and retain your new language on desktop or mobile, wherever and whenever it fits into your fall schedule.
I love how easy it is to learn something new whenever I'm bored.
Me too. I'm picking up stuff so quick. It's just like incredible. Oui. With 30 years of experience, millions of users, and 25 languages to choose from, including Spanish, French, German, Japanese, and more, Rosetta Stone is the go-to tool for real language growth. With Rosetta Stone, you can learn faster, retain longer by immersing yourself in your new language naturally, helping you think and communicate with confidence. No English translations, so you truly learn to speak, listen, and think in your chosen language. And it's designed for long-term retention, so what you learn sticks with you.
The built-in true accent speech recognition technology provides real-time feedback, helping you sound more natural. It's like having a personal language coach guiding your accent every step of the way.
And a lifetime membership gives you access to all 25 languages so you can learn as many as you want whenever you want.
And the best part, it feels so natural. Rosetta Stone immerses you in your new language naturally, helping you think and communicate with confidence. With no English translations, you truly learn to speak, listen, and think in your chosen language. And it's designed for long-term retention, so what you learn sticks with you.
Don't wait. Unlock your language learning potential now. Disrespectfully listeners can grab Rosetta Stone's lifetime membership for 50% off.
That's unlimited access to 25 language courses for life. Visit rosettastone.com/disrespectfully to get started and claim your 50% off today. Don't miss out. Go to rosettastone.com/disrespectfully and start learning today.
When we started this podcast, it seemed like our team had to figure it all out on our own. Scripts, setup, filming schedule, logos. It was super overwhelming, and every day seemed to introduce a new decision that, I don't know, needed an answer.
When you're starting off with something new, it seems like your to-do list keeps growing every day with new tasks, and that list can easily begin to overrun your life. Finding the right tool that not only helps you out, but simplifies everything can be such a game changer. For millions of businesses, that tool is Shopify.
Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the US. From household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just getting started.
Get started with your own design studio. With hundreds of ready-to-use templates, Shopify helps you build a beautiful online store to match your brand style.
Accelerate your content creation. Shopify is packed with helpful AI tools that write product descriptions, page headlines, and even enhance your product photography.
Get the word out like you have a marketing team behind you. Easily create email and social media campaigns wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling.
And best yet, Shopify is your commerce expert with world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping to processing returns and beyond.
If you're ready to sell, you're ready for Shopify. Turn your big business idea into with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/disrespectfully.
Go to shopify.com/disrespectfully, shopify.com/disrespectfully.
Are you tired of waking up hungover and worrying about what happened last night? Now you can have some fun and relax without any regrets with Willie's THC-infused social tonics.
Willie's is perfect for unwinding after a long day, socializing without alcohol, getting creative, and so much more.
It's so nice that there's finally an alcohol alternative that actually works. With an uplifting, euphoric buzz, I can finally feel relaxed and carefree without any of the negative side effects.
A lot of non-alcoholic alternatives promise a great feeling but don't deliver on the buzz. But with Willie's, you finally feel chill and euphoric in only like 15 minutes. That's huge.
So huge. Plus, it's a great way to switch out alcohol in your routine. And get this, the coolest part, it's crafted by the icon legend girl boss himself, Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson, the guy that smoked weed in the White House that one time?
That very Willie Nelson. Don't you want a THC-infused social tonic by that guy?
Oh, I very much do. He's just such a peaceful man. I'd like to replicate that as much as possible in my own life.
Well, good thing we've got Willie's Remedy. The social tonic comes in 5 milligram and 10 milligram doses and tastes delish with a subtle tropical citrus flavors that are perfect to enjoy as a shot or sip over ice or mix into your favorite mocktail.
Yummy! One shot of Willie's helps you relax, unwind, and de-stress. And Willie's sold out 3 times in the first 6 months with over 50,000 happy customers. But get this, they just restocked.
Willie ships directly to your doorstep in 40 plus states, so you can feel as free as your favorite highwayman wherever you are.
Order now at drinkwillies.com and use code disrespectfully for 20% off on your first order and free shipping on orders over $95. And enjoy life in the high country. Things are so
Fucked up.
polarized. Yes, it's like extremes at everywhere you turn between men and women, politically, whatever. And I do think that sometimes it's scary because if we're not trying to bridge the aisle with each other, it's going to drive everyone in more of the opposite directions because people feel so isolated. And then when they have this group of really toxic dudes that all haven't seen a naked woman in a really long time being like, no, come sit with us. We know your pain. You know, it sounds like we aren't trying to be a driving force of the solution. I mean, I am. I wish I feel scared right now. I feel scared for, are we at a point of no return? How do we bridge the gap between men and women, ladies and gentlemen?
Well, before I answer that, I want to ask you guys a question because I might be the one who's delusional. But do you guys think that whatever's being portrayed on social media is the actual situation for everyone? Like, let's say, for example, misogyny or extreme feminism. Do you feel that represents like everyone? Or because in my perspective, I feel that the people, the minority, make the most noise.
Yeah, I think those polarizing arguments are the loudest voices in the room, but the people that, the larger majority of people that don't necessarily feel that way are very passive and not being proactive and trying to change anything, but just would rather like complain about what's happening, but not actively try to like bridge that gap or speak positive anything into the world.
Well, it's even like on trolls, if you have any type of social media presence, you've experienced this. And even if you haven't, you probably still have. It's these little fucking weirdos in their, you know, grandpa's basement in wherever the fuck who are writing things, horrible things to people that they do not know, they've never met, when we're crossing those parasocial lines all the time. And it's like, if their normal friend, if they're not using a burner, were to pass that comment, you'd be like, ugh, like you'd be texting your friend and be like, you good? Like, what's up? But I think that they're the exception, not the rule. It's not the majority of people that are doing that. I think it's a very particular kind of people. And I do think that anonymity brings out the worst in people. And I do think that social media has really changed the game in a lot of ways and emboldened the worst of the worst. But I don't think it necessarily represents the majority of people. But I do think there also, with that being said, there are some serious problems. And I do think that it's a little scary.
I just think that,
it's a little freaky out there.
Growing up in the age before there was social media, and then moving to a city like Los Angeles when I was 20, and the clubs, it's just people their lives are so much different now, and their lifestyles are so different that it's not really conducive to making meaningful connections IRL with people in real life. I know people are like, why do people not like when you say IRL? Like, why does that bother
Because
anyone?
it's the same amount of syllables, but why don't you just get a little fucking whimsy in your life, okay?
Yeah, I
Barbara,
think that's
why don't you not worry about it? People get so triggered by that. And I'm like, I come to your aid when you do that, and then people get mad at you on this fucking podcast. I'm like, you guys, relax.
I think that's how we solve the problem. Whimsy.
Yes.
Are you whimsy? Do you do anything that's whimsical?
Define whimsical.
No is the answer to that question.
Well, no, I'm going to be honest with you. As much as it seems like English is my first language, English words and French to me.
Just like little.
Je ne sais quoi.
Oh, yeah,
like
okay.
it's like something that's just for the joy of it, like an impromptu dance party in the grocery store is whimsy. I'm not saying that's what you should do, but I'm just saying like things that aren't considered like
not so serious, like
not so serious,
not taking yourself so seriously, like just being silly,
very lighthearted,
Yeah.
like collecting little things, or I don't know, just like, do you do anything that's whimsical?
Yeah,
just for the love of the game.
For me, nothing is ever that deep.
Okay, good.
Like change of plans, or even something that might have, ruined someone else's day will maybe ruin mine for 5 minutes, and then you move on to the next thing. So I'll definitely be somebody who's whimsy to not take things that deep, and you keep people. Why would I want this one thing that deserves maybe 5 minutes of my attention and my reaction to ruin my entire day?
Oh,
I can't do that.
Times.
I can't do that.
I'm a big ruminator.
Rumination, baby.
We're a rumination nation in this room.
I'm like the mayor of Rumination Island.
Really?
Yeah.
I wish I was better about it.
But do you know what I think is so fucking whimsy, and I love it, is when people put the little ducks on Jeeps. That's the kind of whimsy I'm after. I love humans are so cute.
I'm out of ducks right now, but there was a long time when I was just carrying them in my purse, these little tiny plastic ducks, and I, for fun, this is an example of whimsy, I would put them in my friends' things and just wait to see how long until like in people's bags or pockets or whatever. And then sometimes when it wasn't about the Jeep, but sometimes I put a tiny duck on people just because I had them. But like that's an example, just something that's like
people that decorate like the outside of their house for Christmas so everyone can drive by and enjoy it. That's whimsy as fuck.
I mean, I don't know if this is, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm a big history nerd. So I love buying and just decorating my walls just with a whole bunch of medieval artifacts or weapons or collectibles. I'm a big guy.
Hell yeah.
Wait, do you think about the Roman Empire?
Every day.
Oh, we don't ever have men in here. Oh my God. Okay. We got a live one. Okay, wait. Tell us what you think about the Roman Empire and why.
It's all over.
Wow.
Okay, so when you heard that, when that became a thing on social media,
did you feel called the fuck out?
I was like, my people.
Okay, so what? So explain it to us. I'm just a girl. I never think about the Roman Empire. So why is that?
But I don't think I'm like I don't think I'm the spokesperson for other. But maybe I don't know. But to me, my mind is very old school to where a lot of my beliefs and my morals and how I conduct myself through life is based off of historical people who have done amazing things in the past.
Can you give us examples?
Well, I mean,
in the Roman Empire, for example, break it down like that.
Who was like the guy of the Roman Empire?
Well, the people that all people like know, they love, Caesar.
I was gonna say, was it Caesar?
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know.
Did the real Caesar live here? I can't get a sig on my beep.
But let's say, but I think like the Roman Empire, I think it encompasses like all things like from ancient times or from medieval times and figures of that time and what they did. Like, I'll give you an example. The 300 Spartans, right, went up against.
Was that a true thing?
Yeah.
Did that happen? Okay.
Well,
I liked
the numbers
movie.
might be fictional, but the reasons as to why they went and fought was true. So quick, 30 seconds. The Persians were coming to invade, and they were coming to invade all of Greece, right? And then the Spartans wanted to stop it, right? But the king at the time had to go through the council in order to get approval to send the entire Spartan army to go and attack. The council told them no, because they wanted to negotiate with the Persians and make some kind of deal, but that would have enslaved them and all of Greece. So the king said, okay, well, I'm going to take just a handful of soldiers, the 300, and go and see them. And so those 300 didn't want to be enslaved to the Persians, so they fought for what they believed in, which was a free country of their own, and fought. They ended up dying, but they fought and died for what they truly believed in. And that to me is inspiring enough for me to also, live and die for what I believe in. So that to me is my Roman Empire. When I'm conflicted about something or
That's
wanting
so deep.
Okay, I need you need another podcast that's like
also
Sergio looks back, like history. Like I could listen to you talk about this all
30-second history with Sergio, like that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, that movie was called 300. That
That's what it's called.
I don't know. I don't speak for all women, but like I don't ever think about any of that. I actively forgot all that. I was like, but when they talk about the Roman Empire and then they're talking about the Greek mythology and like gods and stuff.
I think about the Titanic and 9/11 almost every day. So I don't know if that's the same thing.
That's our Roman Empire.
That's like my Roman Empire, and I can't, like, I know way too much about it because I just like, I get on something, not even it's a big historical event, but something that like is so upsetting to me that I'm really empathetic. So I have to go through and know every single person's lived experience on each of those ends. It's just awful. But back to Greek mythology, I think that's whimsy for me. I love Greek myths. Like I remember learning about that in elementary school and always like wanting to know more about it. But you should be having like great history buff. You're great at consolidating it. Loved it.
Thank you.
Do you have a favorite Greek goddess?
God and goddess. Being put on the spot. Not necessarily. I mean, me and my brother were big fanatics about Greek mythology, and I base a lot of like the history that I know from him as well. But if I had to pick, I just think Apollo is a gangster.
What was Apollo? Because was Zeus
lightning?
Lightning, and he was the father.
That right, and then Hercules,
Apollo, Athena, and all these other ones. So I think Hercules, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's demi.
Okay.
I don't think he's not a full blown god, because gods love to come to Earth and fiddle with humans. So then they would make.
What do you think I'm doing here, babe? Please.
Oh God. Wait, and Apollo was which one?
God of the sun.
Okay.
And music.
And he used to.
Okay, Allison.
Flexing.
Roman Empire.
History buff over here.
And he used to travel in a chariot in the sky, and I don't know. It was just gangster to me.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I love all of those. I just love the way that they're like tied to modern day things. And now, don't quote me, I can't remember who the god or whoever was, but the story within why there's gold flecks in sand in different. It's like this god went in one day and like lost all their powers, and then it's like in beaches to this day. And I remember like learning about that in school and having gone to the beach and like seeing it and just like really like it being such a core memory of loving the stories behind all of it.
See, that is very whimsical.
It's whimsical.
Yeah.
And like let me see here. What Narcissus, it's like where narcissistic comes from. They drowned because he was looking at his own reflection.
Yeah.
Like that's where that comes from. I don't know. I just think it's so interesting.
Yeah. Well, everything has. I mean, even like to the naming of our planets are based off of mythology.
And then there's Earth.
Us. Yeah.
The thing is also, I love like Athena. I think that's such a beautiful name. So many of the Greek gods, like I love the names.
Aphrodite.
Beautiful.
Well, my dog is called Athena.
Aphrodite goes hard.
My dog is called Athena.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, love.
Yeah, she's a brown Doberman.
Cute.
Oh, I love a Doberman.
Yeah.
They're so cute.
Well, which one was Aphrodite?
Isn't that the horny one?
Is that love? I thought, what is Venus?
Same.
Sex and love, I'm assuming.
I mean, they all used to fuck.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, they fucked.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm like, bring all that back. I'm like, all that seemed like a good time.
Yeah.
And to be living in a time without electricity or indoor plumbing,
all you could do is just.
I just started looking up stuff when that whole thing was coming up about like men in the Roman Empire, and I was like, I gotta find out. And there's something about like, what do they call the guys that like the gladiators, and like the women would drink their sweat.
Wow.
Have you ever seen The Challengers?
No.
Katie loves sweat.
I love sweat.
Wait,
I'll
okay,
pick
well,
up
I
on
guess,
it.
look, we're going to clue you guys back in. We were bad hosts, and we did not tell Sergio about the daddy and the basement. So we're going to start it because we haven't, and we usually do daddy at the top of the episode and basement at the bottom, but sometimes we
Do
keep
both.
people on our feet. So,
You go first.
let's see if I think I did write them down. Oh my God. Okay, wait, I have such a good daddy this week.
Okay, what's that?
Okay, so there was an old man in New York that put out flyers. Katie's actually who originally told me about this. His name is Bob, and he said, come smoke a cigarette with me. And the event was from 2 to 2:05. And it like legitimately so iconic. I thought it was fake at first. It had a QR code so people could find the event details. This old guy in New York, curmudgeon, he just wanted to rip a dart. So many people came to the event. I'm so jealous. I wish I had been able to go. I love a cigarette. Obviously, there's one in my teapot. They broke it. Didn't tell me about it. But I loved the speech that he gave. He was like, if you do not smoke, don't start. I am such a proponent for that. I'm like, yeah, nicotine's highly addictive. If you do smoke and you can, try and cut back. If you have the willpower, quit. And if you can't, come have a cigarette with me. But he's not like, please go smoke. He's also the same guy. You know how people put different pops in cardboard boxes and they take drinks and like can tell you what, like it's from McDonald's.
Yeah.
He was
took
the
a drag
guy.
off of different
He
brands of
ripped
cigarettes.
all these different darts, and he's like, Newport, Marlboro
Really?
Red,
He's like,
and I was like, I
Parliament.
bet I could do that. So anyway, it was the same guy. So much love to Bob. Absolutely my daddy list this week. I wish I had thought of it. And then Megan texted me and was like, we should do this for your birthday. And I was like, I was like, we should do it for my birthday, or like maybe I should just do the LA one. But I think there's something so endearing about it being an old man, and it's like I'd be totally copying at this point. But I'm like, do I do the West Coast version? I don't
I
know.
don't know. Maybe.
Anyway,
should.
who's on your daddy list this
I'm
week?
gonna put you. Dana makes this like
Oh my God, I've never been on her daddy
casserole
list.
thing. Your casserole that you make.
What
is it? Tell
It's a
the people.
Cracker Barrel dupe. It's basically just hash browns. You get frozen hash browns, cream of chicken soup, 2 cups of shredded cheddar, 2 cups of sour cream. It's disgusting. A little salt, a little pepper if you
It's
want.
Delicious.
You mix it up.
is what
You
is.
throw it in a thing. 50 minutes at 350. Let them thaw before you make it. It is such a crowd pleaser. It's just like cheese and sour cream potatoes.
a holiday party last year and Dana brought it, and it was the first time many of us had it, and it was such a hit that like she brought it this year. My mom had to steal away a portion of it because she wanted to have it for breakfast this morning because she knew it was going to get cleaned up.
People love it,
It's so
and
good.
I make it on Christmas morning. My nieces love it. It's easy, you just like throw it on. You can make it the night before or whatever, and then so you just pop it in the oven. So it's just like it's good for a big group of people. So I recommend. Thanks,
I also want to
Katie.
put those little I'm sure I put these on my diet list before, but those little sugar cookies with the frosting on it.
Those are
Those
good.
soft-
I fucked those up. Yeah,
Those
she had a
soft
holiday
little
party
Those are
yesterday. I was
good.
like,
Steady Yeah, those are so daddy. And I like how like and it's like it is just the cookie because for every season, now it's like you can have the red and green frosting. It's
and
the
those little
orange frosting.
sprinkles that are flavorless and full of PFAS.
Whimsy.
Little
Those are
Whimsy
those
and PFAS.
cookies are whimsy.
Those are whimsy.
They're like forever chemicals and also whimsy.
Yeah. So do you have a daddy?
Have you come up with one?
Does it have to be like today?
No, it can be anything.
Anything.
Anything that tickles your fancy.
Well, recently the fond memory that I have is that I was honored to officiate my brother's wedding.
Incredible daddy list.
Yeah,
So you're putting yourself on the daddy list. For
I'm putting
officiating.
myself on
Hell
the daddy.
yeah. Also,
actually, you know
that's
what?
very
No,
disrespectfully
I'll put
coded.
my brother on the daddy list for trusting me to officiate his wedding because he asked me.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
Really
really nice.
that's beautiful.
That's generous of you.
Wow,
Yeah.
you see, you're quick. You're good on your feet. You're a history buff. What else? You're just a man of many talents. Any other ones? You don't have to have multiple. You can just have one.
I'll leave it at that because otherwise I'm going to fumble. I'm going to stumble all my words.
Okay.
Who's in your basement?
You go.
Great. People that let their dogs jump all over you. Okay, I'm a cat lady. It is what it is. I grew up with dogs. I love people's dogs that I love. I am not a dog person. It's also, you're discriminated against in the United States of America if you don't like dogs. You're like, doggos. And like, it's just like, okay, we all have different preferences. I can also appreciate a dog. Do not let your dog jump on me, especially if I'm scared. Like,
Yeah.
I like a Doberman, but like, if a big dog barks at me, I was attacked when I was like 8 by a big dog. So I do not like big barky dogs. I don't like small barky dogs. I don't like most dogs, but just you guys don't let your dogs jump on people. Maybe the person does not like it. And just like my cat, if she's getting in anyone's business and I can tell they don't like it, I'll put her in my room. Like it's not a big deal.
Your dog can jump on me because I like that.
Okay. Don't let it jump on me.
Well, I have both.
Okay.
I actually have the same cat.
You have a Devon Rex?
Can I show you a picture?
Yeah,
Are you-
of course.
I don't know if it's...
Give me a picture right now. What do you mean you have the same cat? I think you have a Sphinx because you would know if it was a Devon Rex. Is it a naked cat?
No.
Okay, never mind.
Do I have a cute picture? No, that's just her just drinking water.
That's cute. Let me see.
Like,
okay, well, this is. I had just bought her like this little thing and I put it in my closet.
Oh my God. Okay. So this is just like a typical black cat, but black cats are good luck. I don't know if you know that. I made that rule. That's my Whimsy rule. So great.
Cool.
What is this cat's name?
Wicca.
Wicca?
Yeah.
And brother or sister to Athena?
No.
Oh, okay. Different situation. Okay. Okay, well, I love that. And you can be both. But anyway, don't let that happen. And then also, big fucking no-no for me, when I tell you I'm hungry and you tell me to have a snack. I am someone who, we've discussed this before, I have hanger that's not in a cute way. It's like, people do not understand the gravity of the situation. If I tell you I am hungry, we're getting close to it being unmanageable for me, and I'm really mean,
Like
and I will always apologize.
People.
Yeah, no, it's not like cute or good.
I do that to you.
So when I'm hungry, when I tell you I'm hungry, it's because I need a meal. It doesn't. I'm aware that snacks exist. So yes, that's why
the meal was coming.
I don't care.
It was.
Look, I'm not getting into it. It's my basement, and that is what I want to have in it. Do not fucking tell me to have a snack if I tell you I'm hungry.
That was her covert way of saying I'm.
You did do that, and that's why I wrote it that day.
Okay.
Anyway, go ahead. Oh, also putting your brother and V on the daddy list for hosting Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, that was delicious.
Sorry, quick other.
Basement. My basement is not a general behavior. I'm going to call out these people specifically. We went to see Wicked for Good the other day, and it was a very full theater, understandably so. So there was a family of 4 that bought 2 of the seats next to where Nick was sitting, and then they had the 2 seats directly behind those seats. And it was an aisle seat situation. Rather than one parent sitting with each kid, the parents sat together behind the kids, and we sat next to the kids. These kids were, I would say, 7, 9 ages, did not want to be there. Clearly did not want. One of them fell asleep the whole time, up and down, running around, throwing popcorn spilled everywhere, getting up, yelling back to their parents. And I'm just like, why would they do this? Why would they make their children? And I guarantee, like, these kids act this way at home. This isn't like shocking or new behavior that they were not aware that they were going to get into. But I just thought it was so incredibly rude to just make your kids, someone who just was trying to enjoy a movie, their problem. And yes, they were a problem. They were animals.
Basement. I would have told on them in such a heartbeat. I would have stomped after the manager.
Because when we were trying to get up, they also wouldn't recline their seat or like put the foot thing down, and their shoes were everywhere in the popcorn. And my mom was trying to get out and tripping. She goes, I'm tripping over shoes. I was like, I know, these fucking animals. And the lady looked at me, she shot me a look, and I was like, yeah.
Oh, I would hold that look. I would say, let's do a staring contest.
Yeah. I think she was a little scared because like they came out of theater after us, and she like quickly turned the corner, and I was like, yeah, I thought it was real basement behavior. So don't do that. Don't do that. Also, I don't know, just don't.
No, that's
you guys are so good at this. My basement is nothing near as descriptive.
No, what's your basement?
We have a lot of grievances all the time.
Well, I mean, my basement is associated to my pet peeve. I kid you not, the other day, I forgot what mall we were at, but I held the door, I think, for 10 people, and not a single one said thank you.
Oh, that's a good
basement.
one, though.
Great basement.
Yes. That is a really good one. People don't say thank you when you, yeah.
But this was like 10 people, like back to back. Because like everybody was like going in at the same time. Because like it's Thanksgiving for you guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a Thanksgiving weekend that just passed. And yeah, 10 people just went in. But I think they just had things to do and they had things to buy.
Or when someone doesn't then grab the door for you. So like, you can walk away. I like when someone's like, here, I'll got it. You go ahead.
Yeah. No, that speaks to your character that you're even making excuses for them. That's the same thing. People who don't say please and think like when you're ordering something. When someone, if you clearly let them in traffic, I want my little wave. Mm-hmm. I always give a little wave. Yeah. I'm like, thank you. I appreciate you. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry that no one said thank you.
It's okay. Great
basement. And really, I'm proud of you. You did that on your toes. Like, that's hard to like come up with.
No, I love it. I love doing just like small things. Like if I'm at a drive through, I'll pay for the person behind me. Just small things. I try to tell, well, especially my friends, to at least do a gesture for someone else a day.
Absolutely.
So you do something for yourself. Do something for a family member, and do something for a stranger.
Is that why Wilhelm tried to kiss me on the mouth?
Probably.
That was his gesture. Like, you look like you need a kiss.
Yeah.
Okay.
He sensed something.
Yeah. We have to wrap this up. As much as we love you so much, please tell us where people can find you. This was so wonderful having a chat with you today. Thank you so much for coming on.
Absolutely. Thank you. It was fun. It was a long time coming also because I reached out to you.
A while back, but...
a while back. And then I started, your guys' content was popping on my page. And then I watched the podcast. I was like, yo, this would be cool. Since I'm coming to LA to get something set up.
I'm glad that this all worked out.
Yeah, no, but I loved your guys' dynamic. But you guys could find me at Sergio Talks or the Sergio Talks Podcast. and Maison SP coming soon. And you guys will be the first to get it.
Okay, amazing. And then when does your podcast come out? What date?
Every Wednesday.
Oh, same. So after you listen to this, go listen to Sergio Talks.
Perfect.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for making time for us. This was fun. We,
Yeah.
there are, I'm sure it was a little jarring for the coven to hear a boy. They're like, what? But we're like, no, just don't worry.
We're open though.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're
you guys took a chance having me come because you guys could have been like, I don't know what he's gonna say.
Yeah.
You know what?
That's
I
very
welcome
true.
those opportunities, though. I'm always inviting a fight, so I'm like, whatever. If it had gone the other way, you're lovely. But
Thank
yeah,
you.
even if you weren't, I'd still be having a
She
wonderful
would
time
have a
right
good
now.
time. Yeah.
Well, actually, I know we said goodbye already, but what I was gonna say is that like this, like the open discourse that we have, that's what I find can fix our whole mess.
That's
It's
how
like
we're-
when I
that's how
say
we're gonna
something,
fix it.
I say correct me if I'm wrong because I'm open to hearing someone else's opinion and I'm open to being wrong. But I think everybody's more, it's my opinion and I'm right and that's it.
Yeah.
So fix that.
Fix that.
Agree. That's a perfect way to end it. More communication, 2026.
Period.
Amen.
Awesome.
Well, I think that's the show.
That's the show.
Again, thank you so much. You guys go follow him, listen to his podcast, and till next time.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Babe, you're going to see the power of women. Like, disrespectfully.